All right.
Regeneration, the Art of Sustainable Living.
Excellent.
Really one of the first shows of its kind is going to focus really on the solutions. You know, so much of what we hear about the environment tends to be doom and gloom and negative and pessimistic and scary and guilt-inducing. You know, and people, I think, are fed up with that. And there's a lot of people who are hungry for solutions. What can we do? How do we move from something must be done to something we can do? Start searching on the internet without really knowing what I'm looking for. And I feel really almost by divine providence come across this stuff called permaculture, which is a contraction of the words permanent agriculture, a system of ecological design, whose goal is to create sustainable human habitat that is aesthetically beautiful, ecologically beneficial, and financially profitable. As soon as I see this, it just resonates. Wow, this makes so much sense. What's this? So off I go to learn about it. And I always say, when I came into knowledge about the worldwide predicament, I had zero background. I had no idea. So when I got the information, which is so well articulated and succinctly packaged in the permaculture course to download it rapidly, it had a quadruple the effect on me that it might have had on somebody else, because I just had no idea. This is happening, what's being done, what are we going to do? So it just hit me like a lightning bolt and just threw me in that direction.
What were some of the things that you did right off?
Right off, I created a gray water recycling system. You see, one of the big tenets of permaculture and really ecological design in general is that there's no such thing as a thing called waste. Really, it's not a noun, it's a verb. It's something that we do. And if you think about it, we're the only species on the planet to create a thing called waste. For every other species on the planet, waste is a resource. Waste equals food. So by gray water, I mean everything that's not your toilet. So your dishwasher, your sinks, your washer. All that water I channeled into a constructed wetland that I created and used what is typically seen as useless weeds, cattails and reeds, which turn out to be water purifiers extraordinaire. And as a result of that purification system, what exits is no longer a waste, but a nutrient-rich resource. So that water then gets channeled where it can do some benefit, you see. So literally, every time I brush my teeth, I'm nourishing some plants. I'm turning a waste into a resource and keeping the waste from destroying the resource that is Lake Champlain. Win-win. It occurred to me that the typical 3R formula that we've always heard of reduce, reuse, recycle was insufficient. And I came up with this new 3R, repair, restore, regenerate. Hence the name of the show, Regeneration. So that's sort of the benchmark for how I choose the subjects we feature. It doesn't merely do the wrong thing right. It doesn't merely maintain the status quo. In its own ways, it is helping to actually regenerate, repair, and restore. And if I could, just what does sustainability even mean? You
Please,
know?
Yeah.
It's one of those words that gets thrown around, and we don't. What does it really mean? And as one of the people in our show says so well, he goes, "What are we sustaining anyway? Ecological collapse?" So, the definition of sustainability that I use, that I got from permaculture, is where do we look for a model of sustainability? Where is it to be found? In nature, a tree. Think of what a tree does. It doesn't merely sustain itself. In fact, it is continually banking ever more resources. More leaves fall, creating more topsoil, more humus, which holds more water, which creates more fertility, which makes the tree grow more, which has more leaves, which creates ever more. That's sustainability, you see? A banking of the resources, a regenerative practice. Is there sort of like a critical mass that gets achieved? Like right now, we're not seeing this on television. It's not really on the radar screen of the mass media and the average person. But there is a momentum happening underneath the radar screen that one day is going to emerge full-fledged.
What's the greatest misconception around the Green Party?
Well, I think the greatest misconception around the Green Party or anything green, period, is this completely false notion that to do these things is going to be economically costly. Just the opposite is true. These are tremendously profitable solutions. These are absolute benefits to the economy. In fact, I'll give an example to back up the bold and audacious statement I'm about to make. It's not about having less. Good God, did you know Scandinavia uses a third to a half the energy that we do? No one's freezing in the dark wearing Birkenstocks eating brown rice in Scandinavia. They are, but it's by choice. It's not less, it's more jobs, more profit, no pollution. Let me back it up. There's a plan right here in Burlington, down by the Invervale, to create an eco-industrial park, implying ecological design to industry. There's a beer manufacturer there. They've got a waste product called barley and hops. They have to pay to get rid of it. No, it's a resource. It's an unused resource. Take it, use it as substrate for the production of shiitake mushrooms. That becomes now fortified by the shiitake. Feed it to the pigs and chickens, second cash crop. They use it. They create a product called, pardon to the viewers, poop. Take that, make methane gas for electricity, third cash crop. When it's done, they bag it up as compost, fourth cash crop. Then they use some of it in the greenhouses, and they pipe the waste heat from the beer manufacturer out of and heat up the greenhouse. 5 cash crops out of what was a waste just because you've taken some time to design and not conceive it as a waste.